This is Joshy P from Moonrunners Music Festival in Chicago. Just wanted to let you guys know that we will be doing another online music festival February 12th through 14th at the Moonrunners Music Festival YouTube channel. We got a great lineup over 3 days, including Mikey Classic and Jake Orvis of the Goddamn Gallows. We got Jesse Wagner, lead singer of the Agrolites, doing a set. We got Wormfoot, which features Uriah from the Goddamn Gallows, and we got Fish Cuts and the Sneakin' Orchestra. We got Run Rabbit Run, Johnny Terror. We got a whole bunch of bands. Last False Hope, local news legend. The list goes on and on. So come join us February 12th through 14th at the YouTube channel for Moonrunners Music Festival. See you guys there.
Hey folks, this is Dog Bite Harris from Ruckus and the Records. I'm here to tell you about a contest we are doing live via the Ruckus and the Records YouTube channel on Saturday, March 20th, called Ruckus in the 80s. Ruckus in the 80s is a virtual show much like Battle of the Bands. Bands or solo artists will enter 2 of the best 80s cover songs they can come up with for a chance to win a cash prize and 100 drink koozies with their logos printed on them. How the cash prize is determined is each act that enters will be required to pay a $5 entry fee. We at Ruckus will match that to double that money. As of now, the pot is up to $200 and growing daily. The winner will be decided by the votes of the viewers via an online voters poll. If you or someone you know is interested in entering or sponsorship opportunities, hit up any of the Ruckus and the Records social media pages or send an email to Ruckus and the Records, all lowercase letters, at yahoo.com for more details. We hope to see you guys in the chat room on March 20th at the Ruckus and the Records YouTube page.
Against the earth, and now at his grave they stand and they all speak of him so well, 'cause there's no better time to tell a lie than at a funeral. Is my name, and the clouds hold the shape of my face. Yeah, it looks like it's just me and the moon alive out here tonight. Lord, you need not do a thing for me before I lay me down to sleep tonight. Yeah, I think I'll cock my gun, my life to keep, and only me haunt you. Your ghosts are no concern to me.
folks, with me on the Zoom here, I got one of the original, well, fuck, I don't know what we would call ourselves, I guess. Roots scene people, I guess. I don't know. But I got a back from the dead, Slackeye Slim. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm not too bad. Fuck, you took a bit of a hiatus for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I had to figure out how to be a grown up because I started getting old, and I was like, you can only fucking be broke for so long before you decide you got to do something about it.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. We all hit 30 and
Yeah.
start reevaluating our life.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. So, what have you been up to?
I don't know. I just live out here in the middle of nowhere in Southwest Colorado. I write a lot, and I spend a lot of time wandering around the desert. That's pretty much it. Building banjos, fucking around.
I love.
I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I'm sorry, man. Yes, that pause is gonna fuck with us a little bit. But I love Southwest Colorado, man. I spent a little time down by like Grand Junction and shit, and I didn't realize it's like the first time I went there when I saw Grand Junction, I was like, fuck, Colorado's got a lot of different landscapes, kind of like Oregon,
Yeah, for sure. And I actually lived outside of Junction, just kind of east of there and a little bit south up on the Grand Mesa. When we first moved out to Colorado, we lived on this big ass ranch. I don't know how my wife found it. We were just looking for rental places, and she's like, "Oh, I found this like house up here." I'm like, "It's on like a 2,000 acre ranch, and the owners are really cool. Like, yeah, make yourselves at home." So we just fucked around in the woods for a year while we rented that place.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So what you're an electrician? Is that what you're doing nowadays?
Yeah, I don't want to really divulge too much information, but I work for the power company. I'll just leave it at that. I work in the substations.
Well, yeah, we don't have to go too far into it. I do like to.
Yeah.
I do like to like see what people are up to outside of music, though. But yeah, we don't have to go too far into it. I get why.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I just don't want to get to like naming where I work and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, like I basically everybody thinks I have this mystique, and it's kind of funny to me because I disappeared because I was like, you know what? I don't want to be broke anymore. I'm going to go take some time and like figure my shit out and then come back later. And they're like, oh, he's so mysterious. I'm like, dude, I've just been trying to get a job. That's all I've been doing.
Well, probably got a little something to do with your music being so, I don't know, your music itself's kind of got a mystique to it. So when you vanish like that, it's probably got a little something to do with why people thought maybe it was, I don't know. Guess
it's always funny when I meet people because they're like, "Oh, you don't look anything like I thought you were going to." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I know it's disappointing." Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like when you popped back up, I was like, I'm not sure I ever. It'd been so long. I'm not sure I ever like really saw your face all that much when you were playing a lot. Because we never did any shows together. We never ran into each other. So by the time I'd started hitting up Montana, you were kind of fucking over the whole thing. So, but yeah, so I'd never really put a face to the music, and I'd imagined you were older for some reason, first off, but then I don't know, a lot of time's gone past, a lot more than I thought. So I started thinking about it. Then I remember them saying that you were younger. You're probably, how old are you?
Yeah, I just turned 38 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so you're my age. We were the young ones out of the bunch. Everybody else was was our age then. You're
right.
A little younger, Yeah, we were just like learning the ropes and shit. So
what year was that when you started going through Montana? Like what year would that have been? Probably like 2011, 12, something like that?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I think I went through like 10. I think I went through a few times in 10, 11, and 12. And then I went back a few years ago too. I kind of hit the death rattle, man, of it actually. Like all the good shows at the fill-in station were gone. I mean, I hit some good ones up at Great Falls. I hit some in West Yellowstone, not the Farm Fest, obviously. But then I hit Bozeman had, or not Bozeman, but Billings had some good shows. But fuck, it sucks because Bozeman was kind of dead, and that's where everything was happening,
I don't know if it ever wasn't dead, like when I was there, like the shows that I would consider to be good shows, they were like, like they were thought of as like bigger back then. It was like there was really nobody around, just whoever happened to be there.
Mhm.
Well, living in Montana, we played a lot in Anaconda and Bozeman, but that was really it. We mostly, me and Joe Perez would go down and play at the bar for drinks. Like, fuck, we closed the bar down like that was kind of why I left. Like, it's real easy to get a drinking problem there, which, I'm sitting here, but this is like my third drink today, whereas like if I was in Montana, I would have just woken up and started drinking and then gone to the bar and closed it.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of leave there. It just kind of got shitty for me on a personal level. It really, that was kind of the main force behind me disappearing and realizing I needed to do something because I was just a fucking drunk dick,
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's kind of the same here in Eastern Oregon. Yeah, everybody thinks that Oregon is like, they think of Portland and shit, but Eastern Oregon, it's desolate as fuck too. There ain't anything else to do here but drink and fucking do meth. So, yeah, it's pretty fucking dark here too. But yeah, I did go through, with Bob Wayne as his merch guy in 2009, probably into Bozeman.
Okay.
I was playing.
I was there.
Fuck, that show was off the hook. That was where I first met Nick from Tales from Ghost Town. Did you guys ever hang out a lot when he was up there?
No, I never met him. I know who he is, but I didn't know that we were around at the same time or anything. So it's really weird. Like I disappeared like on the I don't really know what happened to Farmageddon. Like I feel like I was in there like way before Farmageddon happened and right as it began to like become a thing. But I was done by then. I was like, man, fuck this guy. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of I was just going to say, I don't know a lot of the people that came after that. It was like me, 357 string band, Rachel Brooke. Man, I know I'm forgetting people. Legendary Shack Shakers came through a lot. Graham Lindsay was up there. And man, who else? I think that's really about it at that time.
Yeah. Bob was probably out there a lot then.
Oh yeah, he was around. Yeah.
Did you do the Murder in the Mountains tour with all those guys?
I was there, but I didn't play.
Yeah. That would have been a good one to fucking be a part of.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. I mean, those were really good shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kicked a lot of shit off too. Was it Section 8 or Section 86?
Section 8.
Section 8?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's really what kicked everything off is Section 8.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. We played. Did you ever play with what the fuck is that dude's name? It's not too far from Bozeman, but it's in Idaho.
I don't.
Starts with a T. I swear to God, you probably know him because it's from those days.
Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah. But anyways, fuck, man. Enough with reminiscing, dude. You got enough, or I mean, you got some stuff coming up, don't you? You're working on some recordings and shit.
Yeah, I got a couple things going on. So like, it's really weird. So it's gonna be 10 years since Santo Grail came out, and that's really weird to me because it seems like it was like very recent when we were working on that.
Tell me about it.
So we're putting that one on vinyl finally. I'll be doing that later this year, and then I'm working on another new album after that. I don't know. We'll see. Trying to follow it up pretty closely, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm actually, I look like I'm in a hotel room right now, but I'm actually in my camper out in my back.
I know what a camper looks like.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we don't have to air this video either. I mean, I've been doing both, but most people prefer the audio alone. So I've just been going with audio.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. So who did you record that one album, the first album with? Not the first, but the first, because there was one before.
So Texas Horror Pleaser was the first one, and that was like the one that sounds like shit. That was me, believe it or not. I recorded that myself. And then
I think a lot of us recorded our first albums ourselves, and I think a lot of them sound like shit, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I did it on purpose.
My
You're
chair,
all right?
yeah, my chair
Holy
broke.
shit.
But mine, I tried to hide mine once it ran out of copies, and I got tired of selling it, and I didn't need money as bad. I was like, I'm just gonna make this vanish. So
yeah, I wish I would have done that, but I think I got 1,000 copies of that made. I probably have like 700 left of the first one. Well, people buy the downloads. It's just got to the point where it's like, please just take this shit. But I was playing with a bunch of noise bands right before I started doing Slackeye Slim, so I was just trying to do this like goofy cowboy shit, and like I never planned on ever doing anything with it, and then now I'm stuck with all these CDs and like, oh man. And then I mean, some people like it. I shouldn't speak so badly about it, but some people do like it, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, I think yeah. At the end of the day, if people like it, they like it. You know, I think we're all going to be our biggest critic, and we're never going to like our first album. I don't think any artist, band ever has looked back and been like, "Wow, I just really love my first album." You know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know, Bob Wayne's like one. I hate to keep bringing him up, but he's one. His first 3 albums were kind of recorded shitty, and I love those 3 albums, but he fucking hates them, you know. And they're the ones I almost can't listen to any of the other ones. I like those first 3 so much that once he records, I just like, I don't give a fuck. Quality is not really it for me. It's about the song and the, you know, I mean, I'm more about the song than I am the quality of the sound, I guess.
For sure. Yeah. I just like, I don't know. I'm not one to really, I guess I don't have anything meaningful to add about that, because, you know, like my first album, like you said, it's like, it's mine. I'm going to hate it. You know, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the second one. It's the 10-year anniversary of that one, right?
Correct.
That's the one you put out with Farmageddon. Who did you record that one with?
Oh, I recorded it.
You recorded that one
I've
too?
recorded everything. Yeah, everything I put out, I've recorded. I worked with Graham Lindsay on that one. He helped a lot with that. But yeah, typically I record everything myself.
Did Joe Perez do some stuff on that too with you?
He was around, but he wasn't really on there very much. A little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you guys had done a lot of work together, the two of you.
Yeah, we did. It was just mostly we couldn't line up our schedules because he was always working while I was recording and stuff. I worked during the day and he didn't get off till like 9 or 10 at night. So, you know, it never really lined up. He's on there a couple times, but it was like mostly it's like, dude, I got to get this stuff down. So, you know, I wish I would have been a little bit more patient and got him on there though.
Yeah. Yeah. His have you ever hung out with his dad? I'm probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love Matt, dude. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, Matt's a good dude.
I haven't talked to him in a long, long time, but I really like Matt. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He looks like he was like Joe's brother.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's getting a little older now, but when he told me he was like fucking 50 back then, I think. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't know what he's eating, but I need some of that, you know?
He's from the Philippines, man. You know, he's like, I remember, okay, so I got a funny story about him. So I had like all this shit when I moved there, and you know, he's Filipino. So I'm like, hey, do you want this rice cooker? He's like, looked at me, he's like, fuck no, I don't want that thing. He's like, I'm fucking Filipino, you piece of shit.
I thought he was Indian.
No. No.
Yeah, I did. Well, I knew he's Filipino now, but when I first met him, I thought he's fucking Indian.
Oh yeah. I guess.
Or native, I should say. It was probably a more PC way to put it. You know. But yeah, he's cool, man. I had a lot of fun with him up in Butte.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really weird. Like it's strange that we were involved in the same world musically, but like our paths never really crossed. It was just like by the time people were starting to notice it, I was like, fuck this, I'm out. You know, and
yeah, it got old, man. And it's kind of like we were talking a little bit the other night, and it's probably good we did, because I think we blew off some steam. And you know, and you're welcome to say whatever the fuck you want, and I'll chime in where I feel the need to. And we should probably, I think we'll probably talk a little bit about it, but maybe not as we were the other night, I guess, you know?
I got you. It's a little different when it's the personal conversation, you know.
Well, that, you know, we already kind of said our piece about a lot of stuff, and
Right.
I think, now it's simmered, and also that it's Sunday night. I think the difference between Friday and Sunday is you know. So
yeah.
But anyways, I mean, there's a lot of things, man, that that really started to fucking bug me about that whole thing towards the middle and end of it, you know. It got too big too quick, and I told you the other night, I feel like the wrong captain was at the, you know, at the wheel for the whole thing. It kind of makes me bitter in that sense. And another thing that kind of makes me bitter, and I don't want to make it sound too negative, but was the fucking fans, man. You know, they turned out they're just as judgmental as some of them. I shouldn't throw all of them under the bus, but some of them are just as judgmental as the people they bitch about. You know, like I'd be at a fucking show. Like, I'm on the road. Like, look, I don't give a shit if a guy's in a suit and tie. If he wants to buy my CD, he wants to buy my fucking CD. I don't care if he's rich, poor, whatever, like not covered in tattoos with a bunch of shitty patches on, you know, like back the fuck up. I'm trying to grow my music. Like, I don't give like, I care about this scene, but like, I want to reach my music to whoever the fuck wants to hear it, you know? And it felt like it was almost like a gang after a while, man.
So are you saying like you felt like it was just like too exclusive? You
know,
like,
yeah, kind of. Like, I think every fan wanted to be like somebody, you know, like I think a lot of people like forgot what it's like to just be a fucking fan of something or to like something. Everybody wanted to be your brother.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to, you know. I'm sorry, I lost you there for a second just because I live in the middle of nowhere. What was the last thing you said?
Oh, I said family. Everybody wanted to be family, you know?
Right. Yeah, for sure. And, you know, like, it's really weird because for a long time, I was fucking pissed about this, like, just livid. And that was like 10 years ago when I got done with that. So I've had a lot of time to just kind of like cool off and like not give. I got a family and, you know, a real job and shit. Like I'm over it, you know. But what I will say, like, there's a really good thing that I want to say about Darren, because like really like Darren is very good at introducing people and hooking like-minded people up with like-minded people who he can see what people will work well together and introduce them. He's really good at getting people to pay attention to things. He's also really fucking manipulative and kind of evil too. I don't really want to get into too much.
I got you.
Off into the weeds, but like I have examples I could bring up. I just don't think I need to right now.
Yeah, I got you. It's cool.
I was like, it's just weird to me because like everything you're saying, like I never saw that, like with the fans, because I was fucking done. Like,
yeah, I think it kind of came later, man. It really did. It was. I don't know. It almost had like an ICP vibe, you know. As some people described it as, which pissed a lot of people off because Owen Mays was calling the fans Farmalos for a minute, and it just did fucking piss so many fucking people off.
Man, I didn't know. See, the thing about all this stuff is like, I guess the only thing I really want to say, because I don't want to just trash anybody. Like I've had my problems with Darren, but I don't fucking care anymore. I'm a grown ass man, and I'm not gonna just like carry shit around with me for my whole life. But I saw it coming like a long fucking time ago. I used to be proud to tell people I was the first motherfucker to leave that label, and I didn't I didn't make a big thing of it. I was like, oh, I'm out. No, fuck this. But what I really feel bad about is I never said anything, because a lot of people got ripped off by that guy, and I knew it was coming because I got ripped off by that guy a whole lot.
At that point in time, man, sorry to cut you off. At that point in time, if you would have said anything, you would have just been an enemy. You know.
I know, and that's why I didn't say anything.
There was that, like I said, that mentality was there that if you ever spoke out against him, it was weird. Like you'd be fucking annihilated on the internet. You know, it's like not worth the headache. You made the right choice. You know, when Owen left, man, he took a lot of fucking shit from that because he fucking left because he got tired of the shit. And then, it took like a bunch of, I mean, fuck, dude, there's still people that are loyal as fuck, walk around with those patches on their backs and shit, and I mean, it's came out enough now to where, I mean, I know that he's done some people wrong, and to be fair, he's never really like, I got out before anything bad could happen. I just got tired of waiting for him to do anything for me except make me part of the label, like, if I would have recorded an album, it would have sat there till he felt like putting it out. And if any of the Gallo members were doing any kind of project, it wouldn't have came out at all. Like any of those guys would be above me. And I mean, I guess rightfully so in the sense, because any of those guys would have outsold me in any of their projects, but like one thing, I just like, I wanted a shirt made by them so I could sell that. And I was willing to pay for it and everything like that. And it just wasn't happening. And pretty soon, like all the goddamn Gallows had fucking shirts made. Like there's a I hate fish gut shirt, everybody had one, but I was like, I think, I was already talking to this label out of Tacoma called Splatterhouse, and they were actually willing to like pay for studio time and everything like that. So I was like, I think I'm just going to leave, And I kind of told him like, hey, we can do something down the road, but I got this opportunity. And he's like, okay, cool. And it was like, he fucking didn't even remember talking about that because like, I'm about a month away from going to record. And he was like, hey man, let's get an album down soon. I'm like, dude, I fucking told you I'm doing something else, man. But that was the only reason I left, and there wasn't any animosity in between us until Owen died. And which is weird because I'd actually put a lot of fucking fires out and I kind of felt bad for him. Because when he died, a bunch of people crawled up his ass to do like a fucking tribute to Owen at Farm Fest. And like Owen wouldn't have wanted that. And like Owen's like a lot of Owen's good friends were like, fuck you, don't do that. I'm like, whoa, calm down. Like, what's he supposed to say though? This guy just fucking died. His fans don't know about that. They don't like each other. They just think that, somebody passed on and they want to see something happen. And what's he supposed to say? He's a bad guy if he says no. He's a bad guy if he says fucking yes, Like he hasn't said he's going to do anything yet. He hasn't, there's just been talks of it. So just fucking calm down. And then like we talked about that and he thanked me for doing that. And then all of a sudden he just like blocked me off of Facebook. So I don't know, man, like whatever, I guess. But, I was like, I guess I should have just let him go burn Farm Fest down. They wanted to go beat the shit out of him. There's about 20 of them. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I haven't had any problems with him. I mean, he's heard stories, and I don't know what's real or what's bullshit. I just know that was honestly, it was a good time in my life, man. I thought about covering the tattoo up, but then I start to think about it. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just leave it there,
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It's really weird because like I said, like I saw it coming. I'm always really afraid of groups of people. And I just like if I'm heading toward one, I'm like, no. But the one thing I would be curious about would be to hear what other people have to say about it,
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm not interested in just like trashing some guy. I just want to know what everybody's experience was.
Yeah, like. No, me too. Like I know a lot of people have been really tight-knit about it for some reason. Like everybody's like afraid what he's gonna do. Well, it seems like he doesn't have much interest in giving a shit about defending himself or doing anything but doing whatever he's doing right now anyways. I don't think I don't think Farmageddon's ever gonna make a fucking a comeback,
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean
you could take the people still exist to make something out of it, but you have to kind of have somebody driving and somebody has to step up and do that. He would have to fucking either sell it to somebody who is respected
and loved in this community, like Honeycutt or somebody like that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Or he would have to make a lot of shit right. And that would cost probably more money than he's going to get ever.
Yeah.
You know, I think I kind of feel for him because I've been in his shoes a couple times. Things when you're in the fucking position of leader of anything, things can get fucking above your head fucking fast, man.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Things spiral out of control. Money's going out quick. And then it's just sometimes money goes out so fast and then it just stops coming in, you know, and you're like, oh shit, you know, it's hard to explain. It's just when you're in that position, first off, there's always going to be somebody who hates you anyways. And second off, there's always just going to be fucking something, you know, and I'll tell you, anything that I've done has been a fraction of what he dealt with. So I don't fucking envy him in any way with all the farm fests he did and all the albums he put out and everything that he did. I don't fucking envy him. You know, I think it just went too fast, too much too fast. And he didn't have the right things that he needed. And he probably, it sounds to me like he didn't want anybody else to help him a lot of the times. And if he did, he wasn't willing to listen. He was stubborn, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I mean, I wasn't around for all that, to watch it all come crashing down. I was there in the beginning of it. And what I saw was a guy that was trying to pull one over on you all the time.
Yeah.
You know? So you just didn't trust him because it's like, he's going to rip you off. You know, every time you work with him, you're going to get fucked over in some way. And there's going to be some excuse. And, you know, the only reason I'm even talking about this right now is like, maybe 6 months ago, I saw somebody selling my CD on eBay. Like, I didn't fucking care. I was like, oh, that's weird. I just want to see who's selling it. And it was him. And he was saying it was out of print. I'm like, dude, it's not fucking out of print. You know, it's not out of print. And it turned out he was selling a bunch of people's fucking bootleg merch too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, like, what an asshole. Like, just leave us alone, you know?
Yeah. Some of that shit though, because I went and looked at it too. Some of that shit might just be leftover Farmageddon merch, and he might have rights to some of it, you know?
Yeah. Well, my thing was I never trusted him because it turned into a t-shirt. It turned into just like a t-shirt vendor. And he's like, oh, send me some shirts. Send me some shirts. I'm like, okay, I'll send you some shirts. So I sent him some shirts and never end up on the website. Oh, send me the artwork. Like, no, I'm not going to send you the fucking artwork because you can print your own shirts. Like, no, sorry, bud. Like, yeah. I'm not fucking stupid. Like, you've ripped me off before.
Huh. Yeah, I kind of get it though, man. I mean, music's kind of ran in that direction though, man. It's like everything is digital as it is. And his Farmageddon was at kind of the dying breath of the still physical age of music, aside from vinyl, which ironically enough is making a huge comeback. But aside from that, you know, everything's going to Spotify and all that shit, which sucks for the artists. You know, totally sucks for the artists. But I think I make more money off shirts myself, so I get it. You know, the music's kind of a way to sell shirts now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and definitely, like, you know, like there were definitely some good things about Farmageddon. Like, I don't want to, like, I hope that I'm not sounding like I'm just like bitter. Like, I don't even think about this stuff anymore. I'm just talking about it, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it really was like kind of like the dying gasp of physical media, like CDs, because like I was talking earlier about how I still have whatever amount of my first album. Like if I had toured more, yeah, I would have sold those. Nobody buys CDs when you're not on tour.
Yeah, you know
what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe records, which is why I'm putting that one out because people want it. But it's like, you know, yeah, I don't need to have this. Just it's not like a status thing, like, you know.
I got you, dude. Yeah, it's a weird time to be a fucking musician. That's for sure. That's why we're lucky we got jobs.
Well, I learned young to do it on my own terms, you know, because if I'm doing it and it becomes a job, like playing music and it becomes my job, like I don't like it anymore. You know,
yeah, like
it's gotta be my other thing that I don't have time to do that I wish I had time to do, where I'm just like, you know, I'm kind of a stupid asshole, I guess. I just like to whine and complain and you know.
Yeah, I think that's the artist in you.
Yeah.
So I think all of us artists like to whine and complain and bitch and moan. That's why we get along so well, or don't get along at all.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. It's like, oh man, I'm working so hard. I just want some time off work so I can play guitar, and then like I get time to play guitar. I don't have any ideas.
Yeah, that's me,
it's
man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, or I'm so fucking tired. I'm just like, I don't even want to. I just want to sit here and do nothing.
Yeah.
So
I've been writing a lot lately. I got this camper set up, which is really weird because I was a fuck up like 2 years ago. I got like a good job and like hey, like I'm actually like I'm doing all right. Like this is good. Hard work does pay off. So I got this camper and I put this solar in it. I'm like super excited for the springtime because I'm gonna go out and record a bunch of shit out in the desert. But I've just got it plugged into the house now when I come out here because I got a little kid in the house. She's in bed, so I got to come out here all night and scream and do all my crazy Slackeye Slim shit, and then go back inside and play daddy.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird with all this coronavirus shit. Like trying to play like these live streams. Like I haven't done a whole lot of them, but the ones I've done, typically I'm around my family, and then I have to like turn on this crazy character. I'm like, oh man, I got like a 3-year-old outside knocking on the door that wants to come and hang out. I'm like, no, I can't right now. I'm in here yelling about crazy shit. Sorry. It's just weird. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Wait till they get older, man. And like, if you're planning on putting your kid in public school, wait until they start bringing pop culture into your house.
Oh yeah, we're working on that. She's really into Johnny Cash and Chuck Berry, and like I didn't like force her to do it. She's like, I like Chuck Berry. I'm like, hell yeah. So I let her play. I let her play in my music room because I got a lot of stuff. So she likes the drums a lot. So we
really?
do that. Yeah.
My kid has never fucking been like that, but she's recently started. She's in a punk phase now because she's 12.
Nice.
But her punk phase though is like My Chemical Romance and Green Day, shit like that. But I figure at 12 that's a start. Like at least she's listening to instruments.
Well, for sure. I think. Oh man, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think the first album I bought on CD was Aerosmith. So like, I can't like say anything bad about kids listening to My Chemical Romance.
Mine was I think the first tape I ever bought was Billy Ray Cyrus, Some Gay Ball. The first The first CD I bought, I think, was Coolio's Gangster's Paradise.
All right, that's legit. Okay.
So I mean, we're fucking. When you're a kid, So that's what.
Right.
I think it's funny. All these fucking guys like our age, like a lot of them were like, man, my first show was like, the fucking was like, the Ramones or some shit. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, you're like fucking 30s, like early 30s. Like, fuck you. Like,
yeah.
People are always lying about how punk rock they are and shit or whatever.
It's really funny. Like when you start getting old and you just like don't fucking care anymore. Like I wasn't like a pretentious, like hipster, like super cool type person, but I was like a music snob for sure. I was like, oh, you don't know this band? Well, fuck you. And I'm like, yeah, do you guys want to come to my house and listen to some fucking Seals and Crofts or like something, whatever's on the radio? Like I just don't care anymore. I'm too fucking tired to give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been pretty honest. Like, I got a pretty shitty taste in music in general, like...
Oh, me too.
A lot of the stuff I listened to when I was younger was totally pop shit, and I listen to some of it now, or like grunge. I was big into grunge. That's kind of what got me into music, so, like, whatever. I mean, everybody's got their influences, and whatever that is is what it is,
Yeah, I just started getting back into Alice in Chains recently because I just had never listened to it.
That's one of my favorite bands of all time, actually.
They're fucking awesome. It's so good. Like, I mean, once you get past like, the songs that they play on the radio and you haven't heard them for a while, like
those are good too, but they've overplayed the fuck out of them.
Oh yeah, it just ruined it. And then like the albums, you're like, I don't want to listen to that either. But
Mad Season, dude. Mad Season is one of my favorite projects ever.
Oh yeah.
Lane Staley's side project with some of the guys from Screaming Trees and shit. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's Mark Lanigan's making like a big uprise right now he's from the Screaming Trees. Like I guess he's kind of always been big on the underground, but it seems like he's really coming up again now as like one of like.
Oh really? That's
cool.
He's almost got like been around forever.
Yeah. He's like almost starting to get like a bit of a Tom Waits kind of respect up in at least the Pacific Northwest area, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I read something about him recently. I need to spend more time with it. There's just so much. It gets so hard to check out music. You know, when you get older, you just get stuck in what you've always listened to, and like I'll still find new stuff like Charlie Crockett. I was really into his last album, and like Coulter Wall until the thing that he just put out. Like the one before that was like, yeah, but then this last one, I'm like, dude, you lost me.
His first album was good, man. Other than that, I haven't been able to hop back into whatever he's doing after the first one. There's a lot of good shit right now, man. Sarah Shook's good, but I wasn't a super big fan of her last one. I'm trying to think of some other guys. No, Rachel Rachel's new album is fucking killer. I don't know if you've listened to Rachel's.
Yeah, I still need to get that one.
Yeah. I got it on vinyl, and then they redid Junk's album. That's how we started talking.
Yeah, I've already got all that stuff. I've had that stuff for a long time.
Yeah, but he just put it out on vinyl for the first time, so I wrote the fucking CDs down. I've probably had like 3 or 4 copies of that CD. So when they put it out on vinyl, I was like, nice. I was all worried that they were gonna sell out. I'm like, these are never gonna sell out. Like, I'll be able to buy one of these in 30 years. But no offense to Brooks, he knows. He's probably like,
oh yeah, I know, yeah.
But
awesome.
But yeah, Rachel's new album is good, man. And I think fucking A, man. You know, the coolest thing about that is I think a lot of people fucking hit their peak at like their second or third album. And Rachel's been going for a long time, man. So I think this last album was probably one of the best ones she's ever put out. And to know that this is like her 7th or 8th one, and it's probably one of the best ones, I think is awesome because I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I can already kind of see it happen. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this album starts getting her some major attention from.
She's already gotten lots of attention for it, and yeah, it's really cool to see people that like that was okay. So going back to the farm thing, like that was kind of like my one of my initial problems with it. Like when I first started Slackeye Slim, like I had just got done in a punk band and I played with a bunch of noise bands, and then I was like, I like Hank Williams now, so I'm gonna go play country music. I mean, there's other stuff. I had been like a country DJ out in Montana and then moved back to Ohio. And, but anyway, like it was like, hey, there's no fucking rules for this stuff. This isn't like 06, you know, like nobody's doing this shit. Like you can do whatever the hell you want. And then there was like Rachel Brooke. There was 357. Man, I really don't leave anybody out. Those poor bastards. Like all the original Bob Wayne was around.
Wayne Hancock,
but, you know, then it just
making a big.
What's that?
Like, Wayne Hancock was making a big surge back around. Them was pretty. They kind of came along around then.
Yeah, but like after that first wave, though, it was just like it just seemed like it was like a billion of the same band over and over again. And I was like, man, fuck this. I'm done. Like I'm just.
They all sounded either like the 357 string band or Hank 3.
Right.
That's them.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I got you. There's like the carbon copies happen. It always does.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got out and but it's really cool to hear like Rachel's still like putting out, like she's trying to top herself. Every album is better than the last one. Like that's kind of like the same standard I hold myself to, but it just takes me forever to do anything. You know? Yeah.
She always does something different, but I think what I like about this one is she kind of went back to the roots of what she does. She just did it better, you know.
Nice. I think. That's cool.
Yeah. Because she did that Killer's Dream, and I've told her this. It was recorded great. It's a talented album, but it just like I didn't move me like her other stuff, you know. It was good, you know, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it didn't feel like Rachel to me. But I think she was pretty proud of it, and she should have been, because it takes a lot for an artist to totally switch gears, you know. For me, that's one of my biggest fucking problems, is trying to break away from the shit that I do all the fucking time, you know. And I think that's why it's hard for me to even sit down and play sometimes, because I'm just like I feel so uncreative because I can't bring myself to do anything new right now, you know.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about like with everything like Trump and coronavirus and all that, being like stuck in a slump because of that, or just like?
Oh no, that doesn't have anything to do with it. If anything, I would think that would have brought me out of that slump, because I was pissed off a lot, you know, which kind of sucks.
For me, I would just Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
man.
Sorry.
There's like a pause between us and it's fucking us up. But for me, that seems like it seems like that would have been a great time for me to go. And now I'm kind of like a reflective writer. I don't really write or do things while I'm in the midst of it. Usually I spend that time like sorting out my shit. And then when I'm done with that and I'm in a little bit of a better place or a more comfortable place and the timing's right, then I sit down and I'll write songs about it. So, but it kind of sucks now because if I sit down and write about how much I hate Donald Trump, it's kind of irrelevant because he's gone. You know,
right.
Or if I hate what I hate about that whole thing or about how the country's been, you know, I mean, it's kind of done now, you know.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started getting really, really bad, it was like I just was like paralyzed. You know, I'm like, fuck it, I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm just gonna, stick to myself, and I don't know. It was tough to be around all that. Like, I don't think it's over though. Like,
I don't either, but like, I think
somebody flip the switch.
Huh. You might be right, and I'm kind of waiting for it too. But I think the worst of it is, I think I
hope so.
I think even if like a couple more big things happen, they'll be squashed quick. Yeah. You know, I think it's gonna get better from here, and hopefully this virus lets up and people stop being stupid, you know, and just everything in general starts getting a little better. I think it will. I don't know. Just the fact that he's gone has made me feel a million times better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, me too.
I feel like there's just kind of like everything just kind of took a big sigh of relief, except that small. I mean, I shouldn't say small because it's good size, but that percentage of people that are really mad that he's gone. And I think even his supporters have split in half at this point, and half of them are kind of like, whatever, that's politics, that's done.
Yeah.
And the other half are the ones that are buckled in, you know, and I think eventually, you know, those guys are going to wade through who are the pussies and the shit talkers compared to the ones that are the real dangerous issue, you know, and you split that up, it'll probably be 25% to 75%, you know.
Yeah, it's just weird to me that, like I spend my life, I was an asshole when I was younger, I was a drunk, just kind of arrogant kid that didn't know how to be a person, and I've pretty much spent my whole life trying to be better than I was before. And then you see like this, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, like, doesn't this mean anything to you? Like, you're going to be here one time. Why not try to like enjoy yourself a little bit and get along with the people you're around? Who gives a shit if you don't agree with everybody all the time? I just don't fucking get it. Like, why do people get so fucking dug in on these ideals that are insane?
That goes both fucking ways too, man.
Oh, for sure.
I'm over politics in general right now. Like, all right, Democrats, you won, shut the fuck up. Like, conservatives, you lost, shut the fuck up. Let's just get back to the business, because none of them give a fuck about us anyways. At the end of the day, we should all be allies and figuring out how to fucking change that whole fucking, that whole fucking shit that's going on in DC. It's been a problem forever. And that's what it irritates me a bunch that people can't see. Like, that's the real problem. It's not the people. It's not your neighbor. It's not, the people, the citizens that are Democrats and Republicans. It's the people that are running the fucking show that are Democrats and Republicans that are the problem.
Exactly. And we're falling into the trap, which is, you fight amongst yourselves while we do whatever the fuck we want to, like
we shut
you
the
are each other's
down
enemy.
And fucking give you bullshit during this pandemic, and spend your tax money on bullshit that don't fucking matter, It's just,
I don't know. I don't really know a lot about politics. It's just kind of like, it's been sad that I've had to learn and I didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't either, but all I know is like, I go by what I see, and like what seems like common sense, it's like, all right, well, they're taxing the shit out of this area, but nothing's been done that they said they were going to do with this tax money. Like, where's it going?
Yeah.
I'm from a Democratic state. So, like I got problems with everything. My biggest problem is when you get down to it is I feel like, you know, a good percentage of Trump supporters, and I don't even want to call them Republicans, you know, a good percentage of Trump supporters were just fucking not nice people for the last.
No, that's the thing. Like, I fucking lost my whole family over this shit. And it's like, why? Why? You fucking want it for 4 fucking years? You threw away your relationship with your fucking son and your granddaughter because of some fucking pride? Like, serious? Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, it's just so confusing. And I'm not the only person. Like, I talk to a lot of people like, yeah, I don't have a family anymore. I'm like, man, that sucks.
I haven't lost any family, but I've lost some friends, you know, and I'm pretty sure my uncle, one of my uncles in particular, isn't like real fond of my views, but he's big enough to where we just like don't see each other as much as we used to, instead of like, you know, instead of making a deal of it. But I just like, I can't understand how these people can support like fucking up people's basic human rights. There's a lot of it, you know. It's like, leave the trans community alone, leave fucking minorities alone. And then another thing is like, the whole thought of countries anymore is kind of ridiculous. Like, it's all imaginary lines that were drawn by fucking people that thought the world was flat to fucking just separate shit out. Like, at this point, like what the fuck is, it's just dumb, you know? And I kind of get it. Like, I'm not necessarily like, let's just open our borders to everybody, but I don't think we should be locking up immigrants in concentration camps either, you know?
No, definitely not.
But at this point,
I don't know. I'm not really smart enough to have an answer for that. Sorry.
I've described like just the American mentality a lot, like Texas high school football mentality. You know, it's just like fucking dumb. I feel like nobody's ever really sat and thought about like, why do we love America so much? Like, are we really the best? Like, and if we are, maybe we should fucking act like respectable people.
Well, it's really strange how the definition of patriotism has been twisted around and to mean like, I have a flag and a gun. Like, that doesn't make you a fucking patriot. You know, like, I mean, you live in Oregon. I'm always hearing news stories about like militia stuff up there, and like, it's kind of bad here too. There's a book called it's called Dead Run. It's about these guys from around the year 2000, these militia dudes that stole this water tanker and shot a bunch of fucking cops. They had all these like machine guns and shit. And it's like a lot of militia activity around here. But I just don't understand, like, why is that that's not patriotism, that's terrorism. You know, like, you're not like, it's not your little group versus everybody else. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's really strange how these things turn into like a religion. You know, I just don't get that at all. Like,
that's exactly.
Because like I said, like, my nature is like, but like, it's everybody wants to fit into a fucking group that pre-exists, and you don't want to have to think about anything. And that's been my thing for my whole life, is once I see like a group with rules forming, I'm like, no, fuck this, I'm out of here. Like, you know, I can't do it.
Me too, kind of, actually. You know, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess when I was younger, I'd always wanted to be a part of things until I was a part of them, you know?
Well, yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know, I was always like, oh man, I really want to be a part of this, part of that. And then I'm like, this isn't as cool as it seems, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. That's the country, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's getting better.
I hope so. I mean,
it's just like back to the same crooked shit and not the real bad crooked shit, I guess, you know?
Yeah, that's all we can ask for right now. Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's in love with Biden now, but fuck, dude, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I just work here, you know? I'm just happy that.
That's a good term. I just work here.
I say that all the time at work, because people are like, oh, do you say this? I'm like, whoa, I'm not on your side, buddy. I don't want to talk to you about politics at work. Just, I just work here, and then walk away. It works every fucking time. Just try it.
Funny.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy that so like when it all started, I was like creatively just dead. I got nothing. I'm gonna go fucking in my garage and cut up wood. I got really into making banjos for a while.
Oh, really?
And then, I was like super banjo guy there for a minute, and then I stopped doing that. But yeah, like I started getting to the point where I could write about shit again, and then it was ending, and now I'm just like, I had this like album that I'm like really fucking proud of, but I'm like working on it, but now I don't know what to write about because like I was just trying to get all my anger out through that, and now I'm like not really angry anymore. So it's gonna be a weird album. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's good, man. Sorry, we kind of hijacked talking about the album and went.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I kind of figured that's where this would go, man. I've been seeing a lot of your posts. I thought we'd end up talking about some left field shit, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, it's good to see you back. I'm happy you're back, and it's cool that it's good to see you.
You know,
I'm glad that I got to interview you too, man. I think a lot of people are looking forward to hearing this interview. So,
well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I nobody ever asked me to do anything. It's not like I got people lining up, you know, or anything. But
well, and once I saw you getting excited about Junk's interview, I was like, fuck, I should ask him to fucking come on, man. He hit me up about doing something a while ago, and we never really got around to it. I was like, I should ask him to fucking come on the show, man. So,
yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Anytime. We'll put your songs on the regular playlist for the Dog Water Show too. Right now, this is me and my partner usually do a podcast, and this is kind of we're on a hiatus, just taking a little break, kind of regathering some stuff, and we might reformat the show a little bit, but this is kind of what I'm doing to keep myself entertained and to kind of keep people's entertainment, you know, in the show kind of, you know, fresh, I guess, or whatever, but to keep from losing people and keep them entertained while we're on hiatus. So I've been just doing interviews, so it's cool.
Nice.
That you come on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else you want to add to this whole thing, man?
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of something later, but I can't right now.
Yeah, I feel like I should have a bunch of questions for you, man. So are you gonna, well, when the fucking COVID shit's done, you think you'll play any shows or anything?
I might. We got a family's a problem because like me and my wife, my family lives here, and like I don't talk to anybody in my family, and her family's all 1,500 miles away, so it's kind of tough to do anything right now, but maybe in a couple of years, we'll see. I mean, I've been thinking about doing some stuff over around Denver, which is funny because I tell people I live in Colorado, like, oh, come play in Denver. I'm like, that's 7 hours away.
Yeah, it's a lot like Oregon. Oregon's the same way.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'll probably do some stuff around there. Or so I don't know. I'd like to, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be good to see you back around, dude. Like I said, I understand though. It sounds like do you work like 6 days a week or some shit too?
No, I only work 4 days a week.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I thought for a minute you said you're just working fucking 6 days a week or some shit.
Oh no. Well, so I had a big power outage this week, so I had to stay out all night, and that really sucked because I'm fucking old and like I'm used to my 40 hours and go home. And I mean, I work 4 10s, but really it's only like 8 hours that I actually work, and then the rest of the time we're screwing around. But yeah, and then I had to go actually fix something in the middle of the night, and it was, you know, I can't handle it anymore. It's a young man's game.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. Like,
yeah, it's terrible.
I gotta like watch what I eat now because I got really fat because I wasn't watching what I ate or myself.
Yeah, that's happened to me too. And it's weird because I'm just expanding. Like I've like always had a super high metabolism, and now I don't. And it sucks.
I've always been big, but fuck, I blew up, man. Like fucking, I quit smoking. It happened when I quit doing everything, really, you know, and then they replaced everything fun I did with eating and sitting at home. So,
yep.
Yeah, then I was losing weight. I was doing good, but the pandemic got all the gyms shut down. So here we are.
Yeah.
Waiting for those fuckers to open back up.
Yeah, we're all getting all kinds of new, vices that we're gonna have to fucking fix later.
Yeah.
I've been drinking way too much. Not as much as I used to, but still too much.
How strict are the rules down there about COVID? Or like,
it's not really. It depends on where you are. Where I live, Montezuma County it's the fucking Wild West. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Are people at least wearing masks down there?
Most of the time, yeah. You go into like a store. I got to go into there's a store called Big R. It's like a Tractor Supply, and like there's always like a couple dudes in there, and they're always the same. Like, I'm not like, I don't know if the mask, like there's a lot of sign. I don't fucking know. I just, they say it's safe. So I'm trying to be a nice guy. So I wear one.
Yeah.
I'm not like a fucking advocate for or against, whatever. But the guys come in and they're like just like looking at everybody. I'm like,
yeah, like fuck you.
Like fuck you, man. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm buying some fucking shots to give to my dog. I don't give a shit about you. You know, fuck off.
It's funny. Yeah, it's kind of the same way here. Like Morrow County, like I mean, they all follow the rules and shit, but they're pissed about it. So
yeah.
The stores in really small towns, like the one I'm from, and you'll see people not wearing masks, and they're looking at you like you're the fucking piece of shit for wearing one. I'm like, whatever, fuck you, you know?
Yeah, we get that. And then like the thing is, like at work, it's like there's all these like scary rules. So like I work for the fucking power company, so you would think that we would be enforcing this shit. I'm not gonna say the name of the power company because like this conversation could get me in a lot of trouble. But like you walk in and like nobody's wearing a fucking mask. I'm like, you guys realize if we have an outbreak here, there's not gonna be anybody to handle outages. So why aren't you wearing a fucking mask? Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really strange. And like I try to like take it really seriously because I'm like, well, shit, you know, like I got a wife with asthma, and if I do get really sick and something happens at the grid, like I'm not going to be able to go to work.
Yeah.
And I kind of have a duty to fucking keep people's lights on. That's kind of what you sign up for, you know, working in the power industry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I work in a mental health facility. So we had it, and luckily it didn't wipe everybody out, but it wiped like a bunch of people out. And
oh man,
I don't know if I'm asymptomatic or what, but I walked right through it without any issues. But I ended up working a shit ton. My bosses were both out, so I was kind of running everything. And then at least what I could run, you know, which is basically the day-to-day activities. But then like a couple staff were out, and then some of the residents had it. So there's extra precautions on top of everything else. It was like, but it was kind of weird because it was like, it was busy, but it was so slow at the same time because we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do anything. So like, it was like, you sit around for 2 hours, get meals ready, then sanitize everything and bust ass for 2 hours and sit around for 2 hours. It was like 2 hours of like sitting around doing nothing, and then 2 hours of like chaos. So
yeah,
I work 12-hour shifts too. So fuck. And we usually have a 3-man crew, but we cut it down to 2 most of the time because of that whole thing. Yeah, it was a train wreck. And then like, so I'm like I'm pretty on board with following the rules, but it seems like a lot of them here don't make a bunch of sense. And like, and I was like, they were like, okay, you came in contact with this person you work with, you need to come get a test. So I was like, all right, cool. They're like, okay. So I came and got a test, and they're like, okay, your test is negative. You still need to quarantine. I'm like, okay. They're like, but you can go to work. I'm like, so I can go to work where I work with fucking at-risk people, like the people that are you're supposed to like diabetics and people with breathing problems and COPD and asthma of the worst fucking possible kind, old age, you know, and on all these weird medications that make their immune systems fucked. But they're mentally ill, so they don't want to take any kind of like immune shot or like any vaccines or anything to help them out. So, but anyway, so like just like the population of people that basically this will kill, I can go work with them, but you don't want me going to the store to get basic shit, you know. And I'm just like, it's kind of fucking stupid. So, and then you know, another thing they have here is restaurants can set up outdoor seating with like heating and tents and serve people out there, but people can't eat inside. So I'm like, you're right, you can serve people in tents outside where they're spreading the shit around anyways, and possibly getting pneumonia because it's fucking January, but they can't go inside and sit down. My thing is, it's just like, either take it fucking serious or fucking let people do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, it was just such a shit show, you know. There was no fucking hand on the wheel in the beginning. Like the federal government's like, oh nope, not for me, you know. And you know, that was the fucking problem. It's like nobody knows what the fuck we're supposed to do, so it's different state by state. But you can travel if you want, you know. Like, it's dumb. It's just like it's fucking stupid. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the whole thing's just fucked. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Hopefully the vaccine. I took the vaccine and I don't I mean I kind of haven't really wanted to say anything, but it wiped me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because I want people to take it and not be bitches about it or think they're putting microchips in it or anything like that, you know. But
Yeah.
man, it did. It got me a little harder than I thought it would. That's for sure. I just felt fucking fatigued for like 3 or 4 days, man. So,
Really?
and
Wow.
I only took the first one. They say the second one's worse. So I'll let you
Oh,
know how
man.
the second one goes. But
Okay.
but
Yeah, I don't know when we're getting ours. I mean, we're supposed to be higher on the list just because we work on critical infrastructure, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
yeah, you might be qualified now, man. The thing is like sometimes they get vaccines that just aren't being used and they're sitting around. So if you call like your local health department and just be like, "Hey, what's up with this?" They might be like, "Hey, if you want one, just come down." You know.
Huh. Okay.
So if you want one, get one, man. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, my arm was sore, but I think my chickenpox shot was worse at the end of the
Yeah.
day. I've had worse vaccines, so in general, they all kind of make you feel shitty. So,
Yeah.
I don't know how the second one's going to be though, because it probably was one of the worst. So I'm kind of worried about how the second one is. Like hoping I don't have to work that day.
Yeah, that sucks. So my job, like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not coming in because I just got the COVID shot. They're like, okay. And,
Yeah. Mine would probably be cool, but I took a few days off lately, so like,
yeah,
try not to, I guess. But more than likely, if I was like, fuck, I'm fucked up, they'd be like, all right, just go home, you know.
Well, it's a fucking pandemic. I would hope so. You know, try to be a little bit more understanding.
Yeah, and I'm doing my part to try to not, you know, because a lot of the employees are like, I'm not going to take it. I'm like, I kind of can understand why. I mean, I can understand why people have a fear for it, you know, but I try to be like, look, like, we've came a long way since the last time we had a pandemic.
Right.
Like, they have a pretty good idea of how to fucking make a vaccine now. Because everybody's like, how did it happen so quick? Well, it's because they have a pretty good fucking idea how to do it now. You know, it's essentially they know how to do it. They know the formula that's worked in the past. And it's just waiting for enough antibodies to come in to fucking fill enough vaccines to set out and start testing out, you know? So try to set people's mind at ease that way. But a lot of people are just like, nope, I'm not going to do it till it's like out for like 3 years. I'm like, well, if everybody has that attitude, we're going to still be right here in 3 years. Fucking
right, for
get
sure.
into each other's face, going to be mutating and, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking scary for sure. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not worried for myself because, like, I feel like I'm a pretty healthy person, but like my wife, like I said, has asthma and stuff, and it's not something that I want to fuck with. You know, if I can do something for other people, then I'm gonna do it. And that's pretty much all there is. Well,
that's another thing that kind of fucking irritates me about it is like, especially here, like I live in a pretty desolate area, so like, you know, Portland's 4 hours from us, and that's where like basically all the major cities are down off I-5 down that way. So everything here, I mean, fuck, there's no big cities around here. You know, it's all small towns for the majority of Oregon, really. So everybody sees what they see here. They don't see like fucking them lifting, you know, the easing up on the cremation laws in California so they can fucking cremate people quicker because there's not enough room for bodies to go anywhere or fucking you know, the hospitals are not overflowing here like they are in other places. So it's like kind of like it's either a myth, it's fake news because they can't see it with their own fucking eye, you know. And another thing I like to fucking remind people too is like, it's been a long time since we've had a fucking pandemic. We're got our shit together a little better now. Of course, there's not bodies littering the fucking streets. You know, we've came a little way since the Black fucking Death, you know? Like, we're pretty civilized now. Like, we know how to fucking get rid of this shit so little kids don't see it, you know? It's not...
Right.
You know? It's not how it used to be, you know? So, just because you don't see it and it doesn't look bad doesn't mean it's not fucking happening. It wiped out, like, Fuck, I can't remember what we overturned today. Like some millions of people have got the coronavirus now in America.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
nobody
it's
knows what the
it's
lasting
pretty
effects are gonna
crazy.
be.
I don't know. It's just so it's such a hard thing to talk to anybody about because like there's all this speculation, the media, nobody trusts the media. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to think. It's just like the thing that I keep coming back to is like, okay, Trump's out of office. Like, oh, we can relax. Oh, but there's a fucking pandemic. This is relaxing for us.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like it ain't going away. Everybody was like, it'll go away once the election's over, but sure as shit, nope, it's still here.
Yeah, because viruses care about elections.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't say I blame too many people for not trusting fucking media, but at the same time, it's not too hard to figure out which ones are at least telling a bit of truth and a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel really happy feel really fortunate to, live in the middle of nowhere and have a decent job. I live somewhere where like the reason I moved here is because I didn't want to be around people, and there's a lot of shit to do here, So it's like, well, I guess this is a good place to be. I mean, I'm not even quarantined. My life didn't change. I still go to work every single day. I just work with fewer people.
That's me. Aside from wearing a mask and not being able to do shows, and not being able to sit down in a restaurant.
Yeah.
It really has changed much for me. I think I didn't realize how much of a people person I am. I guess, like,
yeah,
maybe I don't hate people as much as I thought I did.
Yeah, that kind of happened to me too. Like, it's not that like I started reaching out to people, but it was like, things got really bad, and it was like, what do you do when like you're in a position where you see all this shit, just like this horrible shit happening around you, but you're like, yeah, that's not that bad for me, and I can help people, and like doing like trying to do nice stuff for people, like actually like helped me get through like Trump and all that, and like, and so I'm not gonna be like, yeah, fuck this guy, like this is not what I believe, like this is not how I believe we should act, but I can do something that will counteract this, and I think that a lot of people. It's exactly what you said, like, and I've heard that from a lot of other people. Like, I figured out a lot of things about how I interact with people and how I actually do depend on people, and like, it's weird. It's been a year for a lot of like personal growth for a lot of people, I think.
I think so too, and I've been saying this for a lot lately. I think at the end of the day, this pandemic is going to make people, this country better, and maybe
I sure hope so.
Maybe even the world in a sense, because. I think people will probably put their phones down a little bit and start caring more about like human interaction and the person and not the person on Facebook,
Yeah, for sure.
People act different on Facebook than they do.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody does.
And I'm guilty of it too, I mean,
yeah.
Just because I say something in a certain way on Facebook and I might get fired up doesn't mean that I can't have a civilized conversation with somebody about the same topic,
Right, absolutely. It's a lot different when you're face to face with somebody. It's like, hey, I'm a person, not like a little picture on a computer screen.
Well, yeah, you can't hear somebody's tone of voice through a comment.
Absolutely.
Somebody could be totally saying something calmly and rationally, and if you're in a bad mood or you're feeling attacked at that point in time, you're going to hear it in your head as somebody being snide or condescending or arrogant.
Right.
So
yeah, for sure.
I think since people have been so dependent on Zoom and shit like that for their human interaction and their music too, I think this will be good for music because music was really live music was suffering before this. And I think fucking people are going to want to go out to shows again and
definitely
and hang out. And I think it might be a whole new breath of air into live music. And as much as the venues are suffering right now, and a lot of them are shutting down, which is sad, I think the ones that can get through this are going to be fucking glad they got through it because I think they're going to be doing well.
Yeah, I think so too. But the problem is, like, when do people start scheduling things? Nobody knows when things are going to be better. You don't want to miss it and be like, oh shit, schedule now. But, I don't know.
The good thing is that it might, for a while, I mean, venues were just booking anything. Like, whatever, fucking, this guy fucking sucks, but whatever, we'll book anything. But I think once it does lift, everybody's going to be like, bam, we're going on tour. You know, it's going to be like,
Yeah, I think so.
2 months,
Yeah.
people are going to be fucking touring their ass off. Like, and you know, those venues are going to be prioritizing like bigger bands and good bands, and the local bands that have stayed true to them are going to have the spots to open, you know, and I think it's going to make people fucking work a little harder in live music too. You know, I think a lot of people have been handed a lot of shit. A lot of bands that don't practice or give a shit fucking have gotten a lot of great opportunities because they were there, you know, and I think it's people are gonna have to work for it again. And I think, like I said, think people are going to come out, and I hope venues start doing good because it sucks. They're suffering, especially ones that don't have anything else to fucking fall back on except booze.
Oh yeah,
and music. You know,
right.
Those ones are fucked. I mean, some places in Seattle have gotten away with doing like to-go orders for food if they've got good food, but you know, fucking A, most of the places are just sitting there. You know.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting. Well, hopefully some bands will come through like the West Slope because nobody ever fucking comes here.
Yeah, maybe Grand Junction will get a resurge. We always tried to hit it up, but we haven't been able to get anything for a while down there. There was a crew of people doing something for a while, and then that dude that was associated with Farmageddon for a minute was at a Grand Junction. I can't remember his name.
Johnny Wrong.
Johnny Wrong was there too. I don't know if he's there again, but if he is, I don't think he's booking anything. So
I don't know. I've only ever I knew who he was, and I was like, oh man, that guy's gonna get fucking ripped off. And then I met him after he got ripped off. I was
you
like,
met
hey,
him after
sorry.
he did?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, dude, sorry I didn't say anything. He's like, no, I wouldn't have listened anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. I heard that like they offered him like something ridiculously stupid. He packed his whole family up and moved up there to better shit.
It was really weird because we were just moving to Colorado when that happened, and I actually like was talking to one of his friends who like worked at the front desk at the hotel where we were staying. We were out looking for a place to rent, and I was like, oh man, like it was just fucking weird. Like, have you heard of Farmageddon Records? I'm like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, oh dude, that guy is gonna get fucking ripped off. I'm like, and like, they're like, oh, he's moving his kids there. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. And then I met him at a show in Junction. I'm like, hey, you're Johnny Wrong, aren't you? I'm like, hey, yeah, sorry to hear about everything. Like, I wish I could have stopped you, but it's like I wouldn't have listened. You know,
yeah,
it's like the same thing.
He went in the dying breath of it too, which sucks. Like he
Yeah.
thought he was going to be some kind of savior to that place, and there wasn't anything left to save by the time Johnny got there. You know, it was fun. I think he'd taken all the money and invested it in that place in Anaconda because he knew he was fucking done. You know, so he just took what was left and bailed himself out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just weird. Like it was weird being up there when he was coming up, when Darren that was coming up and getting more involved with that, because it was like you just had this constant influx of people coming in. Like we just called them like the fresh meat. Like it was like whoever he could get to do his dirty work. There was always just like somebody else all the fucking time. I was like, oh, and like I was one of those kids too. You know, like when I was 22 years old when I met that guy, and you know I wanted to be a musician, and he's like feeding you with this bullshit about some dream, and it's like by the time you figure it out, he's already gotten a bunch out of you. You know, he did it over and over again, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he got better and better at it. And I don't know, it's just it's fucking sad, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I was one of the few and lucky that didn't have that problem, but it's I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what ever comes of any of this. You know, like you said, it might just still be a mystery.
Yeah,
but yeah, it would be cool if somebody, you know, came and did some kind of project on it. It'd be cool to see somebody do like a real documentary on it too, because it was a cool.
Yeah, it really would, and I think people would actually be interested in that. And the problem was in the past, like if there was going to be a documentary about it, it would have been made by like somebody who was a part of it. You know, you don't want to make a documentary about yourself. You know?
No. There's a lot of good quality people out there that could do something about it now and just dig in deep. And
oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean he's enough of a his head's big enough. He'd probably sit down and do some interviews for it and talk about
sure
it.
he would. Sure.
Especially if somebody offered him a few bucks on it or something, you know?
Yeah. I can't even imagine how good it would be. It'd be like the email I got when I caught him selling people shit on eBay. It's like, you have anger problems. I'm like, what? I don't even fucking care. Like, come on, man. Like, it was 10 fucking years ago. I have anger problems. Like, okay, whatever, bud.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's life, dude. I probably
Yep.
will meet another Darren in my life, I'm sure, you know.
I just go to buy a used car. You'll find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, shit. It was good talking to you, brother. I think probably.
Yeah, you too.
Probably coming up on it, though. I think we're running out of shit to talk about.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's see. So, do you have a website or anything, or where can people?
No, I just have Bandcamp. That's what I usually send to people.
Okay.
And Bandcamp and Facebook.
Yeah, hit him up. Bandcamp, Facebook. That's where Slackeye Slim's at these days. Back around.
For now, until I decide that I'm going to go fucking get into building bunkers or some other weird hobby.
Some other weird shit. Well, I hope you get out on the road to do some shows soon, man.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes once the kid gets a little bit older and things kind of mellow out here at home. I definitely would like to, because I haven't played in a long fucking time. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to hear the new album too. So hopefully you get recording that when the weather gets nice and check that out.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some stuff.
Cool, man. All right, brother. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Anytime you want to come on, we'll get you back on when you get that album out.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that sounds great.
That sounds good. We'll just look forward to when you get that album out, and we'll bring you back on. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Later.
Dear Father, up in heaven, forgive me, I have sinned. I no longer see the light you shine to show me how to live. And I blame it all on you, my Lord, for making me this way. If I'm free to make my own path, how the hell could I have strayed? As slaves are being punished, the cracking of the whip must be much louder than their prayers. Is that how some people gotta live? Yeah, there's a rope around the neck of a man who's done no wrong. He prayed for you to save him, but I watched him as he fell.